Mm.
Yeah, that's okay though. Okay, so it's coming. Good morning, good morning. Here we go. Okay, so that should be going live. Super excited and welcome to podcast number 5. It's like we started on Monday, we haven't stopped. So, and today we got beautiful Sittah joining us, and she's actually in Austria, but she just told me, yeah, you know what, I'm in Austria, but I'm also Greek, Italian, something else, something else. So she's gonna have an amazing story to tell us as well about where she's from, what she's doing. So thank you so much for tuning in, and without further ado, let's just hop in and see Sittah. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, exciting. Tell us who are you? Who are you? Where are you? We love to travel.
Who am I? That's such a big question, isn't it? Who am I? I am okay. Let's keep it short. I'm a freedom seeker, really. I am. If you are aware of a very famous exercise called 7 levels deep, it's a really amazing clarity tool. You get 7 levels deep and you find out what your biggest, highest value is. And mine is freedom to be me. And really, that's what I've been searching for all my life. I just want to be free to be me. And as you know, in our society, that's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. How do you do that in Austria? I'm saying that because I just came from the Caribbean, right? Where the vibe is very loose and easy, right? And then I came to Norway and it's like, what are we doing? Right?
Yeah, yeah, Europe is not that free, I think. But it's at the end of the day, it's an internal shift, isn't it? Allowing yourself to be free. I think I've always searched. I moved all around Europe. I grew up in Berlin with an Italian father and a German mother who was actually grown up in Switzerland, so very different. And I never felt that I belonged. And when I was 19, I left Germany, never went back. I lived in the UK, in Holland, in France, in Greece, uh, in Italy. I've lived a bit everywhere, and my friends always said, "You're never happy. You're always searching." And I said, "Yeah, but that's really what life is all about, isn't it? Searching and just making it better and better and better. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you are if you've got the right people around you and the right mental mindset attitude, then you do get freedom. But I do also think that you have to get out of the system because the
Yeah.
system doesn't work.
Right. How long? How's your journey been with that? Because I agree with you. It's like this, and it's something inside of me that's so funny because if I start to like have to write like a CV or something, I have like a full body no. Like, I'm a MG, manifesting generator in human design, so I gotta listen to my body, and my body is just going, "Eh, no, no, you can't do this. Is not you, right?" So then it's on the then we get on the quest, right? Have you seen Hero's Journey, Finding Joe?
Mhm.
Right? Then you get on your quest, right? And you're like, okay, I gotta find it. I gotta find my path, right? And go slay the dragon. For you, those of you who haven't seen it, it's an amazing. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy the link to it. There's a free movie. It's on YouTube. That's based on the hero's journey. Finding Joy. It's a beautiful movie, and it's about that you start somewhere and then you gotta get out there and you gotta slay the dragons and you gotta kind of find your way, right? Because it's not just the easiest, the path of least resistance, is it? Or is it actually?
No, actually, I think it isn't.
No, you think it is. How's it been for you? How's your journey been?
It's not been a path of least resistance for sure. So I started. I'll make it short, but I think it's quite important to go back quite a few years. I started being the good girl. I went to university, like my parents had always expected me to. I became very academic. I studied architecture. I went into architecture, started working as an architect. And one day, about 2, 3 years into that journey, I woke up on a Monday and I was like, I can't do this. I'm actually getting goosebumps as I'm saying this. I cannot possibly wake up every Monday for the rest of my life and know how the next 5 days are going to look. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I called somebody I knew. I was a very, very passionate skier, and I called a guy who had ski chalets, and I called him and I said, I want to run I want to get back into the mountains. I want to run a ski chalet. And he said, I'd just been offered a ski hotel, and I wanted to actually ask you if you want to run it. So I packed my bags, I took my car, and I moved to the Dolomites in Italy. And for 20 years, I ran various ski hotels in Italy and France. And it allowed me to live that adventurous life. I was waking up on Monday morning and I didn't have a clue. Don't know if I can swear here. I didn't have an effing clue how my week was going to look. I didn't know how my days were going to look. It was pretty free, but it was incredibly hard work. I worked many, many, many hours, but I loved it. So it didn't feel like work. And again, this is a mindset shift. I think we grow up in a society where we're almost being taught to not like our work and to only live for the weekend and to suffer in our careers. And it doesn't have to be that way. When you really love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. Work is such a negative word. So yeah, I did that for 20 years. I absolutely loved it. But in between, I had my son, and then my husband started working with us as well. So it was a bit of a family business. And we did everything we could to have as much time as we could with our son. But at some point, I was just like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Too many hours, too many sacrifices. It was just too much. And I felt like I'd been doing it for long enough. And I sort of organically slid into coaching and energy healing because I'd been on that path for quite a few years. And I started an online business, and all of that coincided a little bit with, well, it was actually pre-pandemic, but it was around that time. And I wanted to work globally. I wanted to be bigger, meet more people.
Yeah, exactly. Reach more people. Yeah.
Use the magic of online, Zoom and all that, meeting people all over the world, social media. I had friends suddenly all over the world. It was amazing. The world got so big.
Yeah.
And so I had my online business, and it gave me a lot of freedom because obviously I didn't have to go to the hotel anymore and trade my time for, well, I still traded my time for money. That was a problem, but I could do it from home and more flexible. But yeah, I was trading my time for money, and I was wearing all the hats.
Yeah, because you do coaching, right? And then you do the marketing. Somebody said that, I don't know who it was. Somebody said, when I was a coach, I spent my time doing marketing. And now, was it yours? Was yours? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. That's it. It was you who put it in there. Right.
When I was a healer, I spent my time doing marketing. Since I've become a marketer, I spend my time healing and coaching.
Exactly. And the thing is, since I read that one, I've been referencing that one because I'm like, you actually get to spend more time on what you actually love to do. Right? I thought it was brilliant. Oh, that's so funny. It was yours. Because sometimes you roll through and say, oh, that's brilliant, right?
That's
Nice.
amazing. That's amazing because we're not even really on each other's pages. That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I was a coach and a healer, and all I did was email campaigns, marketing campaigns, automation sequences. I was creating all that stuff in the background that really didn't light me up, and I didn't really want to do it either. All I wanted to do was help people.
Yeah.
And I burned out. And then the universe presented me with the business that you are doing as well. And it was at the perfect time in the perfect way. And it was giving me, it gave me exactly that. It sounded wrong, but the result is right. Well, before what I was doing sounded right, but the actual work was wrong. It's a paradox.
Yeah. And how long you been in the business? The most people that know it is the energetic business. For those of you who know it, how long you been doing that now then?
In June it'll be 3 years.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Well, a beautiful journey, first of all, and I hear you with that ski chalet, the Swiss chalet. That's like super exciting. It's like I did also. I did. I was a dive instructor. Then I owned a restaurant. And, those are fun times. You get to do all the things, and it's like I remember looking at the employment board for scuba diving. Right? It's like literally every single beautiful place you can think about on the planet is on that board. It's like Micronesia or Tahiti or Philippines, like all over the world, right? Really, really nice. But yeah, after a while, it's like you're saying, it's hard work.
Mm.
You gotta get up and down and in the water and up and down, and eventually you go, oh, you know what? I don't know. Um, and but yeah, it's so fun when you do it too, though. But I'm glad you found a way, and it's interesting how you bridged it from that to healing, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think, as I'm listening to you now, it came to me, I think it's just honoring our different seasons. And again, that's what's wrong with the system. The system tells you, not so much anymore, but my parents' generation, they used to get, excuse me, learn one profession
yeah,
and do that for the rest of your life. And really, and maybe especially as women, I'm not sure, we have so many seasons.
yeah,
And to be able to honor your season, I had a season of fun chalet work, and it was absolutely perfect. And then came the season of being a mother of a small child, and that didn't fit so well with this fun hotel work, but it was still okay. And then I think as you get older, you go naturally into this season of introspection, healing. We start, if we're open for it, we start trauma healing, ancestral healing. We step into that, I think, after our 40s, probably roughly between our 40s and our 50s. And then when you're 50, 60, you step into your season of wisdom. And that's when you want to, give all that wisdom to whoever needs it.
right.
And being able to mold your money making opportunities, I don't even want to call it jobs, how you make your money into your season of life is just so amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And I can tell you, I'm actually because what I'm also doing, I'm at the school and I'm teaching a little bit of English, right? And I call it the English slash traveling. Whatever I can get traveling in, I teach that too, right? So, but one of the things that I'm also trying to get across to them, because I always ask them, so what are you guys doing? What's your path? Like, what's the rest of your education? Like, someone like I can do everything from 6 to 16. Some of them I have it set 70. And then I said, okay, what's next? And I'm trying to show them my story. And I said, listen, what you're doing right now is just like one little stepping stone, because then comes the next and it grows into the next and all of that. And I think it's so important to honor that and to because you're right. I mean, that's what my parents too. It was like, okay, I get that education. That's what I'm going to do. Whereas for me, I'm like, no, that's the season of this. And then you pay attention to where things lead you. Before you know it, you make a right and you go to something completely different. And
Yeah.
and I love doing that. It's funny about the wisdom. Have you done numerology?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, okay. So the guy I did it with, he told me, because I'm turning 50 this year, and the guy I did with it, he said, when you are 54, you're gonna be like this old grandma who's just gonna sit around, and people are gonna come. No, honey, sweetheart, come and sit down with me. I'll tell you how it works. It's like, I'm like, dang, that better be on the balcony in the Caribbean on a beach somewhere. I'm telling you. And that's the season of, like you're saying, when you had that wisdom, you're done. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Like things have changed. The energy changes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? Again, is getting all these aha moments as you're talking. Um, I think one of the things I love most about what we do, high ticket affiliate marketing, and doing it with Enagic, because their compensation plan is just
Yeah.
more extraordinary than anything else, um, is that it actually fits for every season of life. I have quite a lot of people that I work with who have small children.
Yeah.
And my son is now 16, almost 17. So that's a totally different season in your life. I want freedom. I want time for myself. I want to travel the world. Our son is homeschooling, so we're traveling a lot. We just want a lot of adventure and things, that new experiences. Well, the people that I know who have small children, all they want is spaciousness. They want the time to be present moms. They want, to work as little as possible so that they can be with their children as they're growing up. They want financial freedom so that they can say yes to their kids and all the things you need as a young family. And then there's everything in between. There's people who have their kids out of the house and all they want is security for later and just peace at old age. And I love that. I have not come across, and I've had a lot of businesses, I've not come across anything that caters every season in life so harmoniously, really.
And not just every season, but it caters for the people who have no kids but have 15 dogs or have horses or travel the world. It's like whatever you do. And I try to pair it with what I've been pairing it with. I'm saying, because I believe we should all follow our passion. Like, what's your passion, right?
Yeah.
For example, my big passion, I'm like you. My son is turning 15. I'm the same as you. I want to travel. I'm in Norway now for his education and development, but that's on the same page as you, right? But what I'm saying is that find your passion. If your passion is, maybe you're an artist, maybe you like to paint, it doesn't matter what you do, because you can couple this business with anything. If you have a yoga center, well, guess what? That's your water. You put that in your yoga center, right? If you're a nutritionist, well, guess what? With nutrition comes water, right? And so I totally agree with you. It's like you can couple it with anything. And and I'm also very excited about the M Guard. You want to tell us about
that? I just ordered.
Like, what? I didn't watch the proper. I didn't sit down and watch like a proper presentation about what that is until yesterday. About it, people be it's a big thing. It's a big thing. I was like, well, what is this big thing? I was like super excited. And now I think we have to have a masterclass about it. Maybe we should have one for Europe. I don't know. Tell us a little bit about what the new product we're doing.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about finding your passion, what I also see quite a lot that makes me a bit sad when I look around is that people who are still in jobs or in a career that they don't absolutely love and in the system, they often don't even have the spaciousness, the time, the space, the peace of mind to find their passion. It seems to me that so many people are just running and rushing all the time. They're constantly stressed, constantly in a totally rattled nervous system, that they don't even know what their passion is because they're just running.
You know what? When you're selling this, I have this supernatural geniuses. There's this group of like 60,000 people. And I need to do a gratitude challenge in there, because what it's about remember to stop, remember to write down, remember to be grateful. And it's the magic book by Rhonda Byrne. And it has like all the little practices. Like one day is just do 100 steps and say thank you and be grateful. That's all right. So it doesn't have to like take a lot, but it helps people to kind of stop for a second, take your time, like think about it, contemplate, be in the moment, right? You're right. I should probably do that. Maybe I'll do that. Well, I gotta write it down.
Great. Good idea.
So no, for sure. And I think that that was actually I lived in London for 3 years, and the reason we left, I mean, I would go home, good money, crystal chandelier, the whole BMW, the whole spam, right? And but 3 hours commute every day. And then I always laugh because on Saba in the Caribbean, where I lived for 17 years, the longest you can drive is 20 minutes, and that's it. There's no more road.
Love it. Yeah. But
right.
That's one of the reasons why I moved to the mountains, and because I grew up in a big city, and then I lived in London for 7 years. I lived in Amsterdam, I lived in Athens, and I was too much stressful energy in those cities. And again, there's probably a season in your life where you love that, but things change. And now I live in the country, I live in the mountains. It's so beautiful, it's peaceful, it's calm. You have space to find yourself.
Yeah. So do you guys have like spring? Is it like the summer already, or what's the temperature down there?
Well, this spring is a little bit different from usual. I think a bit everywhere in Europe, to be honest. Um, yeah, we have spring, which at the moment looks like one day it's summer, the next day is winter, the next day is autumn, the next day is spring.
Got the window. It looks like it's freaking snow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a bit crazy. Typically in May we would already have really nice temperatures, and we get a lot of sunshine here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So how would you? What would you say? Because I know, like you're a coach, you're a healer. How would you? What kind of tips can you give to people who's kind of like who's hearing what you're saying, but going like, how do I get there? Like, how do I? What can I do? Where do I start? Right? It's like the 7 levels deep. That one is like that's a conversation on its own because I know it takes about half an hour to actually go through it.
Hmm.
But what should people do? Like, what would you suggest? Like, if people feel a bit stuck and go like, yeah, you know,
It always depends how much time you have, how much energy you have, where you're at the moment, and where you want to go. So that's quite a difficult question to answer. I think first thing is don't ever settle. If your life isn't already your absolute perfect dream life, then don't sit down and just settle. And I'm not saying stress and rush around like crazy creating.
right?
I'm all about a lot of peace and calm and quiet energy. That's me. But if your life isn't perfect, then start dreaming of your perfect life. I did something that I can recommend to anyone and everyone in the world, which is called Lifebook. I did that 5, 6 years ago. And
Mhm.
that totally changed my life. Lifebook is a program, and it's not very expensive. And I wish the whole world would do it. It's a program developed by a couple that is absolute genius. If you're interested, I can send you a link to just an intro video.
The
Yeah.
Vision of Kiani and they're done in Hawaii
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, John and Missy Butcher, and it comes through Mind Valley, so Vision
yeah,
promotes it.
yeah, yeah,
Basically, and it's super simple, but so genius. Basically, you look at 12 areas of your life. They categorize 12 areas in your life, and you look at those and you evaluate each of them. Because most people who don't live a conscious life, they might have huge success in one or two areas and nothing in the other areas. Career finance, amazing. Family health,
yeah,
health amazing, but living in scarcity. Friendships are really great, relationship is broken. People don't get, and this is what we call a 12 category smart life, is if you have a good life in all 12 categories, only then do you have an amazing life. And then as you go through the program, you write your life book. Basically you start dreaming in every category of your life, and then you write a life vision from 1 year in 5 years, and then you write your steps how you can get to that vision. And ever since I've done that program, my life is just getting better and better and better. And what I'm trying to say is, I think the foundation is get a conscious life, become conscious, become aware of things, and don't just live Monday to Friday in a bit of a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
automation. Don't not autopilot. Autopilot is a killer, in my opinion.
I think so too. Yeah.
And then
Wow, that
there's so many tools, like you said, the magic, starting with gratitude. Gratitude is the most powerful tool you can use. Living in gratitude is the biggest game changer.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you have to learn it. But you can learn it. Everybody can learn it.
Right, exactly, exactly. And yeah, no, the gratitude. You actually give me so from this conversation, I got like 3 things I need to do. And I actually have it. It's interesting because you're also the second person lately they've been mentioning the life book, and I'm like, oh, I think that's something that's. And I also like when you were saying it, I feel like kind of been because for me, so what happened because I've been moving from from so many years abroad. Like I left when I was 18, and coming back here has been very challenging for me. It's been like
Mm.
I don't understand the collective energy. I don't understand like how that all works. And also I thought it's definitely not me. Like all this is not me. I don't recognize myself at all. My identity was just gone. It's like, and then my new identity that who I came as didn't fit. So I was like, okay, what's this, right? So what I did, I just went rook inside. Okay. And I spent the winter because I'm in the Arctic Circle. So actually,
Mhm.
that's a month and a half. We had no sun.
Mm.
But what that meant though is that I went on like transcending dimensions. I just went into courses where we're like in sessions where we had like galactic beings present and we just breaking through like all these ancestral patterns and releasing and all that, you know, and 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 just kind of getting through it, right? And then I go, oh, I think I got it. Oh, dang, it's another level. I'm like, how many levels is this? It's like, when am I gonna? When do I? And of course, we never reach the end. Like there's always more to do, right? But it's just very interesting, and now it's somehow actually something happens with this podcast thing. That's I find it's like it's so releasing and so kind of like so nice. You get so many ideas. It goes, oh, you know what? Yeah, 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 that's good. And this that's a different. There's another shift again, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, very interesting. And also now I'm feeling like, okay, so how do we like? Well, I'm going like, how can I help now more people? Like I say, I've done a lot of the gratitude challenges in the past, but maybe it's trying to start a new one. Start with gratitude and then go into, like you were saying, 7 levels deep. That is a very good one to do. And yeah, I had to look at the life, but I haven't done the life book. But I will because I think I'm so focused on this gotta work that I forget the other categories, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I say later. That's a killer in it. Oh, when this happened, this is gonna happen. When I get my promotion, I'm going to do this. When I make this money, yes, okay. That's the trap
Yeah.
I fell into. Look at that. Huh.
And it's okay. I mean, it's okay to focus more on two or three categories, maybe for a season, for a while, because you identify which category is the biggest hinge. What's going to shift my life most. You identify that, and then you go, okay. So for this year or this month, I'm going to focus more on this category and a little bit less on the ones that are already
Right.
okay and not shifting so much.
Yeah.
But it will shift your life if you work with it, and I work with it every day. It's part of my life.
You still do it every day.
Every day. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you review or do you do scripting as well?
I journal. Yeah.
You journal, yeah.
But not
Yeah.
every day. It
The
can't
other,
be good.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Not every day. It's not a regular thing when I feel
No,
like it. Yeah.
right. Right. If somebody's talking really hard about the scripting, where you actually go in and you kind of like this is it, and then you sleep on it, and you wake up and you immediately meditate on it. You go within and kind of like phew. I don't know. I keep forgetting it, and then I like yeah maybe.
So
Oh
much you can do.
yeah,
Yeah. So many different things. So really you just have to find something that works for you.
exactly, and I think as well the a balance,
Mm.
and don't put too much on in the beginning. I'm a big believer in habit stacking, so start with something, make it simple and do that and say, okay, like it takes 21 days to create a habit, but you don't have to wait 21 days before you add something else, but start small, right? And the other thing is that break down your goals,
Mhm.
right? And because if you break down your goals, you're going to have small wins all the time
Mhm.
instead of going like, oh, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet. Well, if your goal is 10K, right? Well, celebrate every 1,000, and when you reach it, have a big party. Don't waste it all the party, of course, but you know what. Oh wow, yeah, super cool, huh? Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I we need to get doing one of these. So yeah. All right. What else, Sita? Anything else you want to share with everybody? You feel passionate about share with the world today?
Oh,
Feel
I'd
good?
like to share a lot of things, but I feel that we're complete for today, to be honest.
Yeah, super nice to have you on though. Wow. And yeah, where can people? Well, they can find you. Your name is your also what you have on Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, both same name.
Yeah. You're not doing dances on TikTok yet.
No.
You don't have to. Okay, actually, you don't have to dance on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the vibe of TikTok at the moment.
The thing is, though, you really have to train it to be your vibe. It's
Mm,
one of those when you come on TikTok, you have to say, I don't like this, I like this. I don't like this, I like this. And once you've done that, your TikTok will be okay.
hmm.
But
Yeah,
before that, you're gonna get a lot of random stuff, and you go like, "Wow, what are we doing here?" So, just like any news social media platform, you have to train it. These are the things I like, and these are the things I don't like. So
yeah,
don't try
yeah.
this. So once you've done that, you'll be okay. But yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, I wish you an amazing day, girl, and thank you so much for hopping on. And yeah,
Thanks
what
for
is it?
having me. Yeah. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, everyone.
I can't believe still that that saying that I saw was yours. That's fun. That's
Yeah.
really
I think
funny.
that is crazy, really crazy, because we're not even friends on Facebook, so I don't know where you saw it.
I don't know how it came up.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.